You are now listening to Toxic Cocktails Podcasts with your hosts, Taylor Alexa and Ashley Howard. So grab a drink, buckle up, and let's get started right now. Thank you for listening to Toxic Cocktails. I am your host, Taylor Alexa.
And it's your other co-host, Ashley.
And we are here for a good time and not a long time. Today, tell us about what we're sipping on, Miss Ashley.
So you made this for me.
I did.
And it's really good. I can taste a little red wine in here. Mm-hmm. I don't know who this is by.
See, I surprised you, girl. This is Sweet Walter.
This is Sweet Walter?
Mm-hmm.
What did you mix it with?
Champagne.
Champagne.
A Brut champagne. One of my favorite summer drinks is if you want something that's going to be sweet enough, but it's not going to give you a headache because of all the sugar. Mm-hmm. If you do any type of red wine and cut it maybe 50% is usually what I do with any type of like a Brut dry champagne.
So good.
And it's cheap.
So, yeah.
This whole combination was like $20 for 2 bottles, and then I ended up buying like a Pinot Grigio. But yeah, so check out Sweet Walter if you guys ever are in the wine section and you want something sweet, but it's not like going to kill you with a headache. And also, Sweet Walter was made in Tennessee.
Yep. It's one of my favorite wines. It is literally $8.99. Don't care where you go. It may be $9.99, but you will not spend more than $11.56.
Okay.
Pinky promise you.
Sweet Walter, sponsor us. All right. Okay, let's get into the toxic shit. So I think when me and Ashley were talking and I told her, I said, I want to talk about the most toxic person that I've ever dated.
I want to hear this.
And it's funny because I think now I can talk about it because it's been a significant amount of time since like the relationship ended. And I feel, not that I would care, but out of respect, you know.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would hop on a podcast and talk about me if we still talking. Or like, if it just ended like a couple months ago. So like for me, it's just like, which I shouldn't care. You'll see why. But out of respect, you know, it's been long enough to where I feel like I've healed from it too. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the most toxic person I have ever dated was my ex. And we're going to call him Bobby.
Bobby, like Bobby Brown.
Like,
it's his prerogative. Go ahead.
That is so funny.
Why?
Because
did I spot on it?
Literally, should have been his personality.
Wow.
He didn't look anything like Bobby Brown, but
his personality.
It was
like
his
that.
world. I was living in his world 24/7.
Oh, you know, I have this thing. Okay, I'm gonna tell the audience. I have this thing. Anything you say, I will turn it into a song.
She actually has an uncanny, amazing ability to do that. If you got the last podcast we did where she was doing Age Ain't Nothing But a Number by Aaliyah, I was like, bro, she's good.
I can't help myself.
She's good.
Like, I just can't help myself. She can try to go again. Come on, girl.
Okay.
Over and over again. I'm gonna sing nail it down.
It's okay. It's okay. So Bobby is my ex. We were together for around 6 or 7 years, because it's kind of foggy because like there was a part of time where like we weren't together, but we were like still together. I don't know if people that are in toxic relationships, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Also, very, very side note, I'm going to come back to this, so remember this. One thing I think is so terrible, don't ever start out as the main chick and then end up as a side chick. That is literally the worst thing you could possibly do. And I've seen some girls do it, especially like with their baby dad. Like they're with the dude, and then them and the baby dad break up. And he gets a new chick, and then he starts fucking with the baby mama again. So you started out as the baby mom, and now you're his side bitch. Silence for that chaoticness.
Okay, we pause for all the baby mamas who have been in this situation.
Man, if you all baby moms and you got turned into the side chick, and not because you voluntarily did it. I mean, like you found out you were the side chick.
Right, yeah.
That's terrible. But I kind of found myself in a similar situation. That's why I don't really count the last 2 years, because there was some kind of shady shit going on. But
okay.
My ex was so toxic, and I cannot wait to tell you this. I've waited to tell you this story.
I am with bated breath. You guys, me and Taylor are getting to know each other on this podcast. So anything she's telling me is new information.
Because I intentionally withhold information to tell her when we get on camera.
I can't wait for y'all to see my face.
Oh my gosh. So My ex, he was really very, very insecure.
Okay.
Which I was way too young to even understand what insecurity does to men and what it looks like. Because what they portray it as is, no, I'm just standing on business. That was kind of like his whole thing. But no, constantly accusing your girlfriend of cheating on you when she's not, is not because you're standing on business and you don't tolerate bullshit. It's just because you're just insecure.
Correct.
He was just very, very insecure. I was just entirely too young to know that, hey, this person is just actually not as confident as you think they are. You know, but so he would accuse me of cheating on him all the time. And there was one particular guy he accused me of cheating on him with for our entire relationship.
And who was this guy, if you don't mind me
Someone
asking?
I worked with.
Was the guy attractive or no?
Yeah, but not to me.
Okay, well, that's all that matters.
Not to me. And also, he was dating one of my friends. Over the course of me and this guy's friendship, he probably dated 3 of my friends. Sometimes it overlapped.
Levante?
No, well, this was my coworker. We were just friends. He just, like, when I say we were friends, we were in a spot to where, like, we were friends. Like, he was dating my friend.
Oh, he was. I'm sorry, I got confused. Not
Yes.
the guy you were dating.
Correct.
Your coworker.
My coworker was.
dating
Multiple of my
multiple
friends.
different- Okay,
So I would tell my ex all the time. I would tell Bobby, I would be like, Bobby, I'm not interested in Charles. That's what we're going to call the friend Charles. I'm not interested in Charles. He's dating my friend.
Ever.
But to him, he would be like, how you know who he's messing with? And why do you care? And you're saying it as if like that's the only reason why you wouldn't talk to him. And I literally sat there and was like, how do you take that and spin it into a situation for you to actually be mad?
So he was gaslighting you?
Oh,
There was such thing as gaslighting?
He is a fireman, okay? He is a I did not even know what gaslighting was. He is a major, he's a flamethrower. We need to hashtag that. He's not just a gaslighter, girl. He was a flamethrower. He constantly accused me of cheating on him. Oh, no. Here's the most ridiculous part. It wasn't cheating on him while I was with him. He accused me of fucking this dude before me and him got together. He was basically like telling me, I know you fucked him. And I would be like, no, I didn't. But I was honestly too insecure with I don't like to use the word afraid, but I was afraid of what would happen. I was too afraid to say what I really felt. And what I really felt was 2 things. One, if I did fuck him, me and you weren't together, so why does it matter? And number 2, if I did fuck him, you would never know. Because it would be that you would never know. But my mind was not, I don't know why I was so scared. I was really afraid of like losing the relationship.
I was going to ask you, were you afraid of losing him?
I was afraid of losing the relationship. I was afraid that if I said what I really felt, that I would lose the relationship. And what's funny is that in recent years, he's been begging me for another chance. But I told him, I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think you would like me. We're going on 10 years of this, you know. Me 10 years ago, I was a little girl. You know, I was 21 years old when I first met you. So me 10 years ago and me today couldn't be more different. I could not be any more different because had somebody come to me with that type of bullshit and that type of energy, matter of fact, I probably would lie to you and told you I did fuck him. Yep, sure did. What else?
He's got a mole on his dick. I'll just be lying.
Yeah, what else? Like, what else? So I'll never forget like one particular night. We had been out and we had been drinking. Drinking did play a pretty big part in our relationship because it would be like whatever like he was really upset about. He was one of them people that would get liquid courage and wait till he got drunk and say it. But he would catch me so off guard. And I would just be thinking to myself, man, this is so fucking toxic.
But
like,
you know the thing, a drunk man never tells no tales.
Oh, no, he really felt everything he was saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he just like, it was almost like he got his Wheaties. He got his strength in. Like, oh yeah, now I'm ready to say what I've been wanting to tell you all week long. And one particular night, I think this was one of like the final, like, actually, this is when I started writing. Because I stopped when I was with him because my whole focus was on him constantly. Everything I did revolved around him. I lived with him. His family was at my whole world revolved around Bobby. So I didn't have a personality other than Bobby's girlfriend, you know? So I think it was one particular night. I was at home, and I had moved out at this time. So I was living in my own apartment, and had started back going together again. And we lived together for probably 5 years. And then the last, like I said, man, that last little year was a little, you know, because to me, in my opinion, this is an unpopular opinion, but to me, when we stopped living together and we stopped sharing a home, I almost kind of felt like we were not as serious. You can still date somebody, and that's fine, but you're in a dating stage. Like, to me, it was real and it was serious when we were living together.
Yes, that's when it's like, it's no playtime.
I didn't feel as together, because I felt like, well, hell, I know the struggles we have when we are living together. I damn sure know it's going to be way worse, but that's not living together. He don't have to communicate with me now. He can walk the fuck out whenever he wants to, and that's exactly what he did this night. So we had got back from the bar, and I had, I think like earlier in that day, I had taken my sheets off my bed and had them in the dryer. And now thinking back to that day, any little thing could set him off, like any little thing, because he was always obsessed with me cheating on him. Any little thing could set him the fuck off. Anything out of my routine. Why are you doing that? Because I did laundry before I left, and I just forgot to put the sheets back on the bed. That's it. He was like, oh, okay. And then I don't even know how we got to this place, because I truly wasn't paying attention to the conversation that led up to this. But he said something like, I think you should tell me something, and if you don't, I'm not going to marry you. And I was like, hold on.
Oh, wow. Really?
Hold on.
He really thought he had that kind of hold on you.
He was like, I'm never going to marry you if you don't answer this question for me. And I was like, what question? And he looks at me dead in my face, and he's like, did you fuck Charles? And I'm like, bro, promise me that do you just want an excuse to leave? Because you can go at this point. No, he legit dead ass was like, I know you fucked that nigga. I know you did. And I was like, bro, at this point, like, where are we? You just told me, you just unproposed to me. Like,
that's like a dude saying, I got a ring in my pocket, but I don't want to give it to you. What?
Why did you even, like,
what?
You know, like, what the fuck are we doing at this point? What are we doing? And so I literally was just like, I said, this is so ridiculous. Why don't you just lay down and go to sleep? Like, for real, you know what I'm saying? Because this is crazy. And he just flipped the fuck out on me and was like, don't tell me what to do. We started arguing. And then I do remember, this was the first time I actually verbally said it. I was like, you need to go to the doctor. Like, you seriously? Because, like, some tea is that, I'm not going to say who, but somebody very, very close to Bobby told me that Bobby's father and brother were both diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Oh, that's genetic.
And so this other person who was close to Bobby told me in confidence, like, well, I just told everybody on this podcast, but nobody knows Bobby. Nobody knows Bobby. Yeah.
It's his prerogative.
Nobody knows Bobby. But the point is that this person who was very close to me and Bobby told me in confidence. They were like, I really think Bobby has bipolar disorder because,
like Joe.
Yes, because like his level of like, the way he can legit, like, just go there, like, it's different tiers of it, too, right?
Yes.
Like, his father and his brother, I think all three of them motherfuckers got bipolar disorder, but they're all three different. Correct. They all three do different shit.
Like manic bipolar.
Yes, they all have three different types. They're completely three different people. They are nothing alike. But all three of them have consistent behavior of being erratic in different ways.
Okay.
In very different ways. And so this family member told me, they were like, hey, I never said anything, but I really think Bobby should go and get like evaluated because he and his dad, like, and they're nothing alike, but when it comes to that mental illness, like, it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's there. And so anyways, long story short, I told him, I was like, I think you need to go get help. I've never told you this before because he was one of those like anti-therapist type people. I'll never go to therapy. I'll never see a counselor. And my thing is, see, everybody ain't, unpopular opinion, some of y'all need to go to the doctor. I'm not saying therapy don't work for everybody, but some of y'all motherfuckers need to go sit down on somebody's couch.
I think some of let me piggyback on that.
Please go ahead, jump in.
For those who, it's always the ones who say I don't need help
That need help. Yes.
And also, let's not forget that a therapist could be a psychiatrist. Okay, it could be it's not a psychiatrist, it's a psychology major. Yes. It could be someone
a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Yes.
You know, there's variations. You can actually go, like as my friend said, see a actual doctor. Like they have a D and an R.
MD. Something is wrong with you.
Like,
hey, it could be because for all we know, it could have been your high. It could have been a medical issue that was causing him to behave erratically.
You need your blood work done.
Yes.
You need a psychiatric evaluation.
Yes.
And you need to take a health evaluation as
well.
Yeah. Because it could be something with his diet.
Or it literally could just be something was bothering him. And you ever heard people have like nerve damage and it causes them to act erratically?
That's why you need all three done. And when I go to the doctor, I get all three done. I say, hey.
Ashley got herself in check, y'all.
I don't play about it because those things run rapid on both sides of my family. So I need to know, do I need to run on this machine and take a breath?
What's going on?
Okay, show me some pictures and then tell me what I'm supposed to see. Because I see an elephant. But, okay, if I see an elephant, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because break it down. Okay, you want me to sit down and watch this thing go back and forth and back and forth. I've done it, y'all. And it works. And it's important. Tap your temple 3 times and focus.
I'm telling you, not everybody is good. And my thing is, for all my people out here that thinks, especially in the PLC community, that thinks that just going to church will solve everything, God helps them who helps themselves, okay? You cannot pray away mental illness. You cannot pray away mental illness.
Faith without works is dead.
Woo.
God talks about planting a seed. Small as a mustard seed. So that means if you have a mustard seed of faith that God will heal you, you still have to put it in the dirt. The dirt is going to the doctor. The water is talking to the doctor and getting that prescription. And then you put in that work. You till the soil. You watch it grow. You add some fertilizer to that thing. Okay? And then you watch it grow. Okay?
But you're not just, I don't care what Drake says, a rose is not going to grow from concrete. Okay? And I love Drake, by the way. That's no shade. If you ever want to work with us, Drake, we will be happy.
You can work with Taylor.
To have
Kendrick, holla at me any day. We're learning each other, y'all.
Okay.
We're learning each other.
Shit.
Holla at me.
Tune in to, we're going to do a podcast about that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, like, he basically flipped out like a fucking psychopath and started hollering at me. And I was just thinking, first of all, and for context, he's not a small man. My ex was 6'3", probably like 2. And before you say anything, because I know someone has asked me this before, was Bobby the inspiration for my character Joe in my book? No, couldn't be any further away. Matter of fact, I wrote Joe in because I was so hurt with the way that Bobby had treated me, and that I was in so much pain that there was that fantasy actually was better than my real life.
Okay, so Joe is the anti-version of Bobby.
Yes.
Okay, I can see that. And for you guys who don't know, my friend Taylor has written this wonderful book. It's called All Lives Matter. It is located on Amazon. The link will be down below.
It sure will be.
On the Patreon, and on our TikTok, and on our YouTube, and
everything where you see my face.
It will be there.
But yeah, I actually created Joe in response to how bad I felt.
Yes.
So no, my ex is no inspiration to the main character in my book whatsoever. Couldn't have been further. Okay. However, they do have similar body types, because my ex was 6'3", probably about 2'6". I mean, he was a football player.
Okay.
So and on top of that too, like, you're yelling at a girl that's like, I mean, and hell, back in that day, I didn't eat. I was so skinny. I was probably
You're already frail. You're a little thing.
Thank you. That's a compliment. But because I've worked really hard on keto.
Yes.
That's a topic for another podcast. But I've worked my ass off on keto.
She's worked very hard on keto, y'all.
And let me tell you, I have said no hundreds of times to things I really wanted to eat. But
I'm going to say it again. She's worked very hard on keto.
Thank you.
Nothing to say.
But I will say that I was even smaller. I was younger. I was, a younger girl. And so
when you're youthful, you haven't, like, your body hasn't gotten to that stage where
your adult weight.
And you have your adult face, too.
Uh-huh.
Like, when I look at pictures of me when I was
You look
younger,
like a baby.
A baby.
Especially black don't crack. You probably look like that for a long
Girl,
time.
I've been looking.
You've been stuck at 25 for 10 years. Yeah.
One thing has changed is just the gaining of my weight or losing of my weight. But other than that, my face has not changed since I was like 22. If you look at any pictures of me from 22 and above, my face
You look the same.
Yeah. My face card doesn't decline.
If you don't know what black don't crack means, ask your black friend. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. And you probably will recognize exactly what they mean.
Yeah.
When they tell you.
And some Italians don't crack neither.
And I'll tell you who else don't crack. Them Asians. This sounds so racist, but I'm not going to tell you. You ever seen a 65-year-old Japanese woman?
Yeah.
No, because she really 85.
Yeah.
You just thought she was 65. She really 93.
She 93.
Telling you, man. Anyways, we get a little off topic here, but that's okay. Cause
it's our ADHD.
That's what we do. That's okay. But
continue. Okay.
So Bobby's yelling at me. This freaking 6'3", 260, 70-pound fucking linebacker screaming in my face, telling me I fucked some dude who like the storyline is so ridiculous because you can't even accuse me of doing something during our relationship. You accuse me of fucking somebody who I would have done before meeting you. Do you understand how crazy that is? But see, if I said that, it's like, well, why don't you just say, no, I didn't? Why is it always got to be, but we weren't together, but I didn't know you? And I said, because it's significant. The fact that you are yelling at me about a dude that I knew before I knew you is crazy. Because see, my point of view, I could never get out. Why would I lie to you about some shit I didn't do to you? Like, what would be the big deal of me telling you I fucked him?
If I knew him before I knew you.
Yeah, what would be the big deal about that? Do you got beef with this nigga? Like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out, like, what do you have against him? Y'all don't know each other. Y'all don't run in the same circles. Y'all not friends. You ain't got no mutual friends. He's from here. You're from there. You're not even from the same city. He's younger than you, mad younger than you. What is your beef with this dude other than the fact that what he looks like? I don't understand. I never got that. And so, but I will tell you, like, it capped out. I have tons of toxic stories about Bobby.
Time out. Do you think it was because he felt that Charles wanted you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And whether or not that was true is irrelevant because I can't control, who likes me. But also there was a line that was never crossed between me and Charles because Charles was dating my friends.
But it goes back to Bobby. If you love me like you say you love me, and if you know me by now, and you see my character, why would you even question?
Because it wasn't just a betrayal of our trust. You're accusing me of sleeping with my friend's man.
Correct.
So you see what I'm saying?
Now you're really degrading me.
That's offensive. That's insulting.
Now you're saying not only am I disloyal to you, I'm disloyal to anyone in my circle. I have no boundaries. That is like some low level. At this point, now you have to question.
Damn, do you
want to be with me?
Because my thing is, if you're just doing this to break up with me, you can go.
You can go.
You can go. We don't have to get to this point.
Why are we going through this?
If you wanted to go leave and go be with somebody else, you could have just left.
Like, why are we going through all of this?
And then to threaten, I'm not going to marry you. All right. And I'll never forget, he did leave. He left my home. And I just remember, like, I cried so hard. And I literally I am one of those people. But before you judge me about recording myself crying, I uploaded a video to my YouTube channel. Because I was so desperate for, like, people to, like, understand what bipolar disorder does to a relationship. And yes, I happened to be crying in the video, but I didn't record myself crying. I was recording a video, and I was like...
I'm not laughing at your pain. Okay, I am laughing at your pain.
It's okay. Because, see, that's why I started the story by saying, I've healed from this shit. I'm good. That's why I don't tell stories about my recent past. But anyways.
Cut my laughter out. Cut my...
No, keep it in. Keep it in.
My friend in the camera like she in a music video.
I was like, man. No, I was like Mary J. Blige. No more drama.
Oh my God. Hold on. I need 5 seconds, y'all.
Go ahead. Say you love me again. You don't understand how sad I was, bro. I was literally on some Mary J. Blige stuff, like no more drama. Like that's literally what I was doing. So I was like making a video, and matter of fact, it's private now. You can't find it on my YouTube channel anymore. Because I used to do YouTube and Snapchat with my ex. So we were, until I lost the rights to my Snapchat because he's toxic, okay? I'm not even going to tell that story because it's liability involved. But I lost the rights to my Snapchat where I had like thousands.
Which I'm really upset because I really wanted to talk to her on Snapchat.
Yeah. Oh, I have a new Snapchat now.
Okay, well, I need to follow you on that.
But I will say, I'll include my Snapchat on the bottom of this too. But I lost the rights that I had to the Snapchat I created. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know that. I thought it was only on your phone. I didn't even know that you could change your password. Toxic. But anyways, that's why I was uploading to YouTube, because I did have a YouTube channel that I was really active on at the time. But my algorithm was off with YouTube. Like, it didn't take off like I wanted it to. But the point is that I actually uploaded a video because I was so freaking like hurt. Mm-hmm. I was so hurt, and I just remember that when I knew I needed to get out, it took me the final straw was when I actually actively caught him cheating on me. I act in the moment. And it was very respectful, and me and the woman had a wonderful conversation, and one day I'll tell that story. But that was probably 3 years after. I mean, we were together in total for almost 7 years. Like, all the stuff that happened, I have Bobby stories for days. I don't even have enough time to tell you everything Bobby did. Bobby was stalking me for a really long time. Like a really long time. Like, Bobby has had the police called. One of my best friends ended up calling 911 on him one night. Like, I mean, I have, and all of the stuff that he did in extreme was after I broke up with him. Up until, I'm telling you, I would have bet my last dollar. I would have bet the mortgage on my house that he was never a violent person. And for 5 years, he was not. Something snapped in him when I broke up with him. When I broke up with him, it's like, mind just 5 years in, I felt like I met him for the first time when I broke up with him. The first time I broke up with him and I was like done, I was like, hey, I'm done, because I got a little bit of freedom. Your girl got out there, got her own apartment. Yeah. I started getting a little taste of freedom.
Hold on, how old were you when you met Bobby?
21.
21.
And we
you
were
guys, you love social media hackers.
Man.
Don't you go back into her stuff trying to 21. That was 2000. Stop it right now.
Because low-key, you'll find it. Because you'll find it.
Because I'm already on it.
You'll find it. If you look hard enough. Shit, I ain't hiding them. If you look hard enough, you'll find them. But
okay. So you were in your early 20s. So yeah. your frontal cortex had
I was
given in.
And nor was his.
Skills.
Nor was his.
How old was he? Because I know you like your older men.
He was not that much older than me. He was 5 years older than me.
5 years, okay.
So I was 21 and he was 20. I can't count. 26?
No, 25.
I said I can't count. Okay. So
25, 26 just depends on when his
he was
birthday
between
was.
25 and 26.
Yeah.
And I was 21. So he was older than me, but probably mentally we were about the same age, except for he had a lot of other stuff going on. But
this girl said I'm older.
We were about the same age mentally. But I will leave you with this final story.
Yes.
Because if anybody wants another Bobby story, girl, Bobby been toxic for years. And my relationship with him was toxic. And also, I can admit, I was toxic.
Yeah. Because after
when I was with him, it was it got to the point where, like, it was the culture of our relationship. And I was reacting. To his behavior. Like, he would accuse me of cheating on him. You know what? He accused me of cheating on him one night, and I lost my mind. Because in my head, I was thinking, do you really think I would still be here if I had another option? Do you? Because I promise you I wouldn't be. I would be GONE if I had another option. That started such a huge fight. And I started getting to the point where, like, I got pushed so far that, like, I actually became a version of myself I'm not proud of, because I just remember saying to myself one day, and I don't condone this type of behavior, and I've never done it since. I didn't have any boundaries, and so shit just overflowed into chaos.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was sitting there and I was thinking, if he accused me of cheating on him one more time, I'm gonna punch him in his face. Like, because I was so enraged, and that turned me into a very angry person.
Yeah.
And it would be triggered by being accused of doing something I never did. And I remember, like I said, I'm gonna leave y'all with this story, and we can do a Bobby story any day, honey. But I'll leave you with this story. One of the most toxic things he has ever done to me, he would accuse me of saying things in my sleep, of talking in my sleep. And I remember the first time he did it, I was like, am I really saying these things? Because, like, I trusted my partner and I had no reason to believe that he was lying and making it all up. I caught him. This is how I caught him, y'all. I caught him because he said something to me that was outside of the culture that I would have ever spoken in. Like, imagine if I accused you of saying something in, let's just throw a language out there, French. And you've never lived in France and you have never said that. Like, what he did was so outside my culture that it was something I have never had any previous knowledge of. So subconsciously, I knew I could have never said it. And at that moment, that's when I realized that Bobby has been lying to me for years. And he had actually had me convinced that I was a sleep talker. And the whole time, he made it all up. That thunder hit at the right moment.
At the right moment. And I just want to leave y'all with this, because it goes back to what you were saying about Bobby. That toxic is poisonous. It's a dumping of toxic waste. It's very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way. That is the definition of toxicity. It is poisonous substance that leaks into the soul. A toxic person is anyone whose behavior adds negativity and upset to your life. Many times, people who are toxic are dealing with their own stresses or traumas. To this, they act in ways they don't present them in the best light and are usually upset others along the way and drag others into their toxic behavior. So, my friend, on that I say, you survived your toxic relationship.
Thank you for listening.